Hey everybody, John from Bike Fit Advisor. So we're going to talk today about saddle cutouts. Back in the 1990s, a couple of studies came out that talked about erectile dysfunction and cycling. And it seemed like kind of almost overnight, the cycling, especially the saddle world, seemed to explode a little bit. And pretty soon you saw, hundreds of new saddles, and almost all of them had cutouts in the middle of them. And everyone was jumping on board trying to just, even if they weren't having any problems, just to make sure that, that they were keeping things happy down there. So all this begs the question, does the saddle cutout help? And the answer to this is maybe. It's kind of going to depend on a few things. So some riders will benefit from the cutout because it can reduce some pressure in the perineal area or in the soft tissues, and improve blood flow to some extent. And it can be helpful for men and for women. However, most of the studies that are done are mostly done with men, but there are definitely opportunities for women to kind of benefit from this as well. But for some riders, the cutout will actually cause problems. And now, why is this? While it is decreasing pressure in some of the sensitive soft tissue areas and improving blood flow, like I mentioned, what it does also do, it has an unfortunate side effect in that it decreases pelvic stability. Much of the research showed this, that as a saddle with a cutout did better at decreasing the amount of pressure, it increased the pelvic instability. So these things were definitely inversely related to each other. And for some riders, this stability is going to be exceptionally important. They rely on the stability of the saddle for their balance on the bike. And when we see decreased pelvic stability, this can lead to shear forces over the saddle, which can increase discomfort, but it can also lead to movements or aberrant motions in distant joints. And so some issue going on at the saddle where the pelvic becomes unstable can create problems at the knees or the feet or the low back. And this is where it can become problematic for people that are very reliant on that pelvic stability. So in order to answer this question, we need to make a generalization. Basically, the more dynamic you are already on the bike, so and this often is a function of how strong you are, how mobile you are, how good your body symmetry is, etc. The more dynamic you are, the better you'll probably be able to absorb the changes that a cutout will bring. You'll be able to take advantage of those. Because you're already mobile on the bike, you can probably handle some of the pelvic instability. But if, however, if you really need a lot of stability from your sitting surface, then again, that cutout may increase some of the instability in the pelvis and actually create new problems or magnify some of the old ones even. So be careful out there. Make sure you don't just jump into a saddle with a cutout just because you feel like it's going to definitely decrease some of the pressure or improve your time on the bike. So let me know your thoughts on saddle cutouts. Have you used one? Have you tried them? Many people out there use them and do very well. So I'd love to hear about it, and we'll see you in a couple of days for the next video.